Hello, this is episode 5 and I've just teleported into level 19 from the previous level. So the first thing to do is go and grab the save before I do anything else. Obviously you leave that a little bit later if you're on a speed run or something, because you have to come back here and push that egg to safety. And this is a strategic place to leave it for a bit later on in the level. And then the next thing to do is just go up and clear a way through this for all the spirits to get their cages. So it is quite boring because it's not a very difficult set of puzzles, but I was being hesitant and slow as usual because I wasn't very familiar with it. It's like one of these levels that's quite easy, so you don't get much practice at it, like by regularly failing and having to do the start all over again many times. And it's a good idea to push that rock off because it could stun one of the spirits following. No, I don't think that would happen because it would have fallen to the left and the spirits would still be on the right. Actually, it's been more than 2 months since my last recording, which was actually for the next level I did after this, because I'm doing this one again. Luckily I hadn't uploaded it yet because I realised I'd made a big mistake, done something, completed the level, but it was in a silly way and relied on luck, and I realised a much better way of doing it, so replayed the last bit of the level and did it in a more sensible way. But that did mean, well, I only played the last part of the level again. I had to redo the commentary from scratch because I'd been talking about, from the beginning, I'd sort of mentioned how I'd made a mistake later on, but now the mistake won't be in it and that wouldn't make sense anymore. Now up here, you need to move that rock at the top under the safe, because that's the way back in a little later on. There's a few monsters on the way, but they're all really easy to kill. So at this point I'm trapped in here, but that doesn't matter because as long as I remember to move that rock above the safe earlier on, because that's my way back in. The key is in this section. Another trivial monster. There's the key. Now I can go over the top and come back in and come down and release the spirits. Grabbed a save there, and this is the point where I redid it. A little bit dangerous with my timing there. So the mistake I made was getting the monster to chase me all the way up to the top of the level before I managed to kill it. All I had to do was push that rock in, rolls off the save point and kills the monster at the bottom. at this point I beat the spirit back because it was I think there's still just those two left. They were at that point, they were going over the top of the sky. Doesn't matter which order you take those teleporters in, because I could have that was on level 1 that I briefly revisited, so I could just do that in the opposite order. So that's the end of a rather boring episode. Hope you still enjoyed it.